Good morning, world, from Shakabra, Santa Fe, Siargao. Who remembers this place?
Oh, it feels really good to be back.
Yeah.
Happy weekend, everybody, as
That's
well.
right. Eden's here,
Yeah.
as usual, lying down, but at least she's awake today. And Story is playing with her friends over there, enjoying life. Look at the colour of that water. This is a very special coastline here in Siargao. If you look in the distance over there, that's Olin Island, the one that we walked to many times. Here's one of Story's good friends, Lily, playing with Story's dump truck down here. What a place to grow up, eh? We've just ordered some food. We're going to hang out here for most of the day, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just enjoy being here.
Letting Story play and we're chilling out. We've ordered some, the cocoa burger, which we used to have when we came, and some different drinks that they've started doing here, some like fruit juice drinky type things. So we've just ordered some things to keep us going while Story plays. That's the main reason for us coming here.
Upgraded the menu a bit since the last time we came, haven't they? So it's nice because the bridge that used to be closed, that we often crossed when it was like half constructed, like half a year ago, has now been finished. So the traffic, you know, there's people coming from GL now, and this coastline, I think we did say when that bridge was finished, this coastline is going to start developing. So I think if you had the money to buy in Santa Fe, now would be the time. But still, even now, Santa Fe area, this coastline for property and for like real estate is just too expensive. We just found out that the house that we used to stay in, the Makalai Resort House, is actually being rented out now to another family or couple.
Yeah, a couple, I think. They've only been there a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So it means that life is coming back to the resort, which is nice because last time we went there it looked like it was a bit worse for wear, needed some maintenance, didn't it? And it felt a bit sad actually, but you know, to see, you know, when you see something deteriorating, but with because I think both of the houses, the one on where we had our anniversary and the one where we were living, the lockdown house, if they're both being rented out, that's both sides of the property. So I really hope that if things are kind of on track for what we think will be reopening, maybe middle of this year we might see some international tourists, which could mean we'll start getting some visitors again.
It could mean that, that would be nice.
It would be lovely. We can start welcoming people into this world that we've been living in, this little bubble for so long.
It'd be a bit strange actually as well.
Very strange.
So, I think the whole world has just kind of gotten used to being on their own.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So it will be strange, and we have thought who will be the first visitor out here. Yeah,
aside from your dad. I don't know, probably, who do you reckon? It won't be Cam and Shell because they said 2022. So possibly, it won't be your mum, she won't come out here.
Although Mum did say that if she doesn't want to travel on her own, so Mum has always been a bit nervous and anxious when it comes to flying or doing travel things, and so the thought of her going from the UK to here to this little random island in the Philippines, she's never travelled this far before, and the furthest that she had travelled was to Portugal on her own when we lived there, so you know, a 2-hour flight from the UK was a big deal for my mum to do, and we're really proud of her that she did actually do it, because she'd done it more than once, so that was good. But she did say if there was a opportunity where someone could travel with her, or you know, we knew someone else that was coming and she could come with somebody, she just doesn't want to do it on her own, or we could meet her in Manila.
I was going to say,
then it would just be a case of getting on the plane and you just sit there until you land in Manila.
And then the journey time is reduced a lot as well, like we're talking maybe like 12-13 hours.
Because it is a big trip to actually get to the island. You've got to get to Manila, then you have to fly to Cebu, and then you have to get another plane from Cebu to get onto the island.
No, you can go directly from Manila to Siargao as well.
Can you? You couldn't when we did it,
no, we could. It's
it's
because we came from Burma or from Thailand, isn't it? So when we did the journey, we went from Myanmar to Thailand, and then from Thailand to Cebu, and then from Cebu to Siargao, because that was the quickest route we could get, and also we had some AirAsia points to use or something. But yeah, you can go from Manila, but it does add masses onto your day. It's much nicer if you can just like get on the plane at Heathrow, arrive in the island, in Manila, and then we pick you up in a car, take you to a nice hotel, and then just chill, enjoy the wonders of the best parts of Makati or BCG, or the best parts of the city, things that we haven't even seen yet, and then maybe fly on from there. I think that would be the best way to do for people who aren't used to traveling, especially with all the new restrictions and rules and everything that will probably be in place. It's not going to be a fun thing to do, is it? Even for experienced travellers like us.
I know. So yeah, I don't know who will be welcoming onto the island first. It'll be like a race to the to the guest house. Who's going to go there first?
I mean, we've said that because we're for the first time in like a decade kind of settling down here and thinking about doing big projects and like maybe building something. We've got the truck being built. We can't just like up and leave, just this year. We're not going to start like traveling around big journeys, and there's that risk that if we go somewhere and then there's a lockdown and they won't allow us back, we would be distraught. So especially because Eden can't fly anymore, we're staying here basically. Eden especially has made that clear. So whereas before it was always us traveling to see everybody, it has to change for a few years at least. We
can't go anywhere while we have Eden as well, because we can't
fly her.
Well, we can't fly her, but we can't give her to anybody to look after like we did in Thailand.
That's true. She's not independent enough.
She needs too much care, and she has a routine. She has, supplements and everything that we have to give her every day, and we know. What happens if she doesn't sleep at a certain time, or we know what happens if she doesn't eat, whereas giving that responsibility onto somebody else is far too much for someone to look after an old dog like Eden at the moment, and we wouldn't want to. We'd be worried about her the whole time. So. Yeah, it
wouldn't be fun. So that's why we're planning all our like driving trips, because we know we can take her in the car to island after island, and anywhere we can't reach by car, then basically we can't do yet. So that's pretty much how things are going in our minds. We are looking forward to some form of visit from somebody, just so we can share this. I mean, I miss family and I miss friends from back in England in our old life, but we've been so caught up in everything that's been going on this year, and everyone's got so many problems that I feel like it's taken away a lot of that kind of pull of like needing to go back to England or anything. Like we've all had so many problems that getting back to England would have introduced its own problems, in the same way that getting back to Portugal would have been actually quite disastrous for us if we actually did go there.
And also, I wouldn't say problems so much, but more like that everybody that we know has had a readjustment period, haven't they? So everyone has been working on themselves or working on new ventures and new things. A new chapter happened this whole last year with the pandemic, and it's changed everybody's life. So we've all just been kind of consumed with dealing with the new procedures of everything, I guess. Well, not procedures, maybe not the right word.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean.
In a way as well, like it may have given some people extra purpose, because like if you're stuck in a rut and you're doing the same thing over and over again, you've got nothing new to talk about. Often, especially in the UK, people would moan about small things like who parked in your car space, or whether you got a parking ticket, or one of your neighbours was making too much noise, and you'd publish that all over Facebook because that was the highlight of your week, something to moan about. And then you've got this like global united moan because everything has just gone crazy. There's all this like stimulating news, stimulating it in a bad way, but maybe for some people it's actually made them break out of their shell and like realise that it's time to do something, move on, like maybe change up some of their, actually interestingly, I'm not sure if this is directly related, but there's a lot of people that we follow on Instagram and on through social media that broke up, like their relationships broke down because they spent so much time together and they hadn't perhaps done that before, like locked into each other's lives.
It's a very stressful thing to do.
Yeah, it is. And if you haven't like gone through that period of like getting to know each other intimately under stress, then it can be, well, it would have been a shock to the system. And some of these people have like long-standing kids, like they've run businesses together, and it just like lockdown happened halfway through the year, they just like broke up and started completely separate lives, and it was a bit of a shock. Then I think about the things that we did before we even got married, We were together for 10 years before we got married.
Yeah.
We'd already lived together, we'd already travelled the world together, we'd been sick together, healthy together, happy together, sad together.
Yeah.
And like we knew a lot about how to deal with each other's problems and pains if there was a situation, a hard situation to deal with. So when this happened, it was just like another chapter in the book.
Thing to work at.
Yeah.
Or to get over together in a way.
Yeah, a challenge to face.
A challenge, yeah.
And just, so I never felt any of those fears. Like I had other fears, but I feel like this is, there can be some positives to what's going on. And you just need to know how to look for them. And the further we get out of this and back towards like whatever this new normal is, I don't really like using that term, but whatever comes next, people will find a new place in the world, and we'll start building a different life altogether.
Yeah, my dad especially made a big decision this year that he's actually told his work that he's retiring.
Yeah.
So this will be his last kind of few months of working for a company, and he will be retiring by the end of the year, so that's good to know. And his plan is still on track to retire and come to the Philippines, so that's really nice to know, even though, you know, he lives in a completely different part of the country.
Yeah.
Just to know that he's in the same country, we're on the same time zone, and
you know, we can get there and get back at the moment.
And
we know
can drive there.
We could drive there. You could overnight, you know, with the car and with Eden, we could be in Manila. You just sleep on a sleeper boat, and you'll be there on the other side.
Yeah, so that will be nice, and that he will be able to have an extended period of time here on the island as well. Cause,
there'll be like no deadline.
He'll be retired, like, there won't be any excuse, oh, I've got to go back to work in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've got the guest house, you can stay there, so it won't be like a rent thing.
Yeah, he has already said, like, book me in for a month, like, I'm going to come and like just stay for a month. And
we've got to get the house ready. Like I noticed
it's almost ready.
It's almost ready, but I mean things like water pressure. Like we need to have see if we can up the water pressure of the house. Maybe like go and stay there overnight, so we know the house's problems. I already know that the water pressure is so low you can barely wash dishes in that house, which is odd because we're on the same piping system. But yeah, it's just another thing to like, it's all part of our settling down procedure. Yes, Story? You made a big what?
It's gonna make bubbles.
Okay.
Good.
Go for it. Have fun.
Oh.
She's so excited to come here today.
She was, the whole way. She said, why is it taking so long? Where's Lily's house? Are we there yet? Like, she never normally, she just sits in the back nice and quietly and enjoys the ride. But today she's like, are we there? Where's Lily's house? Are we nearly there? We've gone past it.
I'm loving this. I'm loving sitting here and just like soaking in this part of the island again. It really does feel like a completely different part of the country. It's a really unique edge here, and every time we come down this way we remember the first things that we felt when we came to Siargao, the very first feelings of like, maybe this is it, you know, maybe this is where we should be living. So we don't come here enough.
No, we don't.
Things that have changed since the last time we came here. This structure used to have like a second tower and a hammock up there that's come down. The big swing is still out there, which I plan on trying. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little update, this weekend update. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.